What's up, everyone? We're live right here at the Q. Game 3 with the finals. Kyrie Irving, Vince Carter. We're going to get right into it. Kyrie, what do you like about the Q?
I just love the intensity, man. I love being home in itself, but playing in front of our fans is like no other. 20,562. You know that number, going crazy at home. Can't wait to get
The
game
fact
three
that you
started.
know the number is pretty good.
Yeah, no.
Is there a difference between regular season and the playoffs?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, we're here in the finals. This is what it all comes down to, and we understand how important Game 3 is on our home floor, and so do our fans.
So, what is the approach, or what do you guys need to do tonight for Game 3 to propel yourselves for a victory? And do you think about the success of last year in Game 3 to kind of motivate you moving in tonight?
Well, this is a new moment that we can conquer. We understand that we're playing against a juggernaut of a team. We have to limit a lot of our mistakes, and as well as play off our crowd. We understand they're going to try to silence them a little bit, but we got to come out and hit first, have the mentality that we can get this done, and it'll be led by me, myself, and Bron.
And with all of the young kids out there, where do you draw your motivation or inspiration before your games? Like, what gets you going? Maybe not hype all the time, but what kind of gets you locked in and focused, particularly for the finals?
Just understanding the importance of what the goal is and what you're trying to accomplish. It demands so much out of you from a mental standpoint, from a physical standpoint. So you got to be on your P's and Q's at all times. Being in Game 1 and Game 2, it was a learning experience, as it was last year. And it was a reality check for all of us that we understand that we need to play better, and some things that have to be done has to be done by our leaders on the team. That includes me.
So it's safe to say that you're comfortable going into Game 3 because you know what to expect and the emotions that come with it.
Yeah, you just try to prepare yourself for the unexpected as best you can. Anything can happen in the finals, but we understand the things that we control, we need to control.
All right, let's talk about you. What is it about the right wing that you like that makes you so lethal?
Oh, man.
Been doing my homework now.
No, it's a good spot to be on the floor for me. But it's just crazy how a few of the game winners that I've hit have just come from that right wing. The ISO situation, having the ball in your hands at almost off the top of the key a little bit, and having your defender at your mercy.
It's like your wheelhouse.
Yeah, for sure. You want to get to your comfortable spot, especially when you have a few game winners there, but you also can utilize that in order to get other shots from that spot.
And one thing I want to say to the people out there, he's perfected it. He's worked on his game, so there's a tip for you.
Sure.
Big three, great move, great finish. Which one you prefer?
Man, they all bring different emotions. But a pretty big time three always will kind of cement. It'll create that separation that you need in order to feel comfortable.
Right.
Whether it's a 2-point game or a 1-point game, or it's even a tie game, that 3-pointer can really dictate a game.
Now, I need you to be truthful here. Do you look back at some of your big shots, big finishes, and it's like, wow, how did I make that? How did I pull that off? Or, I know for me, for a dunk where I knew I fumbled the ball, but I still was able to finish. You go back and you're like, wow, they don't know I just pulled it off.
It's like little details that only you know about the shot that no one else can really see.
Yes.
But when you look back at some of those things, you just look at some of your foot placement, where the ball is, did you have the seams on it? What was your specific footwork for that, and can you mimic that going forward? And then also creating combinations from that specific moment of, okay, if he's crowding me a little bit more, I got to go around him. If he's giving me a little bit more space, maybe I could have pulled up here. And I do that consistently every time I'm watching film. Yeah, for sure. You want to have options.
Yes. LeBron as a teammate, what is it that you see that everybody else doesn't see?
Man.
On or off the court?
Yeah, I think that he gives a lot of credit for his work ethic, but, man, if you see how diligent that guy is every single day in terms of watching film, being prepared and preparing us for whatever the case may be. But, when you have that much attention on you and you understand that, you have to be more settled than anybody else out there in order to calm everyone down.
Right.
He has that deep understanding. And, of course, he's been along the lineage of some of the greats that have come before him and as well as some of the greats that will come after him. But he stands in his own presence.
Lane. Absolutely. I went to Carolina. You went to...
I went to Duke. You don't have to say it. You don't have to say it.
No, I can say it. I'm one with you. I'm Duke now. I'm 19, 20 years removed, so I can say it now. Compare the atmosphere of a Duke-Carolina game to an NBA Finals game. And I know you didn't play in one.
Yeah. I didn't.
but you were there.
Yeah, I was. At Carolina and at Duke.
So can you tell the people out there, like, who think they know,
Oh,
compare
man.
the atmosphere of that college game to an NBA Finals atmosphere?
That's
or-
a
or
great
the game.
comparison. That's a great comparison. But as you know more than I know. When it's that, I can say it almost becomes comparable because I don't want them to mix. But the NBA Finals and the ACC regular season championship,
Right.
if it's Duke and Carolina
Right.
and 1 and 2, and it's that big time game,
Absolutely.
and they want to create that separation, and basically who has bragging rights for that whole summer going into the next season. They're pretty neck and neck.
Nice. No disrespect to all of the other rivals out there,
No,
but I
it's
mean,
nothing like Duke, Carolina.
it's nothing like it. I apologize. Can you cook?
I
What's
could
your
make some
go-to?
macaroni and cheese. That's my favorite meal. That's my favorite macaroni
It
and
is,
cheese.
just
yeah.
to survive.
Yeah.
Can you grow a beard like Uncle Drew?
Not a white beard, man. Hopefully that'll come in.
You see what I did? I cut it down. I cut it down for that reason. So I was like, if you had to, hey, the NBA Finals are stressful as
Oh,
as
for
people
sure. I
know,
got some
so
grays up
there
here.
you go.
So,
What player did you look up to growing up? Like, who was like your hero, or just somebody you really idolized, or you have a great appreciation
yeah.
for?
First and foremost is my dad, man. That was like, man, watching him playing the New York Summer Leagues as well as some of the Pro-Ams and getting a chance to play against him one-on-one, and then as well as watching NBA film with him,
Nice.
catching games, like watching you guys play, watching you play, watching Cole play, watching guys that cemented themselves in the league, but not only use their athleticism, but use finite details in order to be a great scorer in this league. So, you just watch some greats that have come before you, and they'll show you some stuff, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they'll show you some stuff.
So you have a great nickname of Uncle Drew that's been created or whatnot.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite nicknames around the league or in the past that has really stuck with you, or something that you enjoyed hearing?
Uncle Drew is definitely stuck.
Or even
Well,
other
yeah,
ones,
yeah.
other nicknames, not even from just you.
I don't
What's some
really
of
have.
that?
I don't really have a lot. I mean, they usually just take my name and call me Kai, or
Right.
just the assassin, man. I'm an assassin out there. So
Nice.
I like that. That's kind of that speaks for itself when you call
What are
somebody
some
an
of your
assassin.
other favorite nicknames of other players that you've heard?
Of course, you've
I mean,
Insanity.
no,
half
no.
and half amazing.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah.
man. Like, come
yeah,
on, man.
whatever.
Don't downplay that. Don't
Nah,
downplay that, man.
It was,
Insanity is
it was
like,
cool.
oh, man.
It created a buzz.
Yeah, man. Except for Game 6 of Toronto versus Philly.
Philly.
50. That was with the headband, with the long socks.
Yes.
Oh man, I was just watching that game probably like a week ago.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
What's your guilty pleasure song that you know all the words to? Guilty pleasure. Not your
Guilty
go-to.
pleasure? Oh man, I'm a big fan of musicals, Vince. So I know like every song that's in the Rent musical production, man. I'm not guilty. I don't feel guilty about it though at all. So.
All right. I got a good one for you. Just gonna throw you off. You know you're known for your handles, and final dunk in the dunk contest. What would you go to for yourself to win?
For myself, if
For
I could,
yourself.
if I could even get it off.
It might be on the 9-foot rim.
Oh,
We're saying
might
maybe
be on
you
the
can
8-foot
dunk.
rim.
Okay, fine.
Oh,
Your
man.
go-to dunk. What would you do? Because now you might help some kid out there win a dunk contest with what?
Yeah. Off the glass between the legs.
And after my own art. Hey, thanks for having us. This is
Yes, sir.
Kyrie Vince. Everybody, Game 3 Finals. Tune in tonight. Watch this man shine tonight.